Have you ever felt lost in a storm? The feeling of being trapped in the middle of a tempest can be overwhelming. The wind howls, the rain beats down hard, and it seems like there's no escape. Life can be scary and uncertain. We can feel alone, like we're sailing aimlessly on a raging sea. But even in the darkest moments, there is hope. The story of Noah and the great flood reminds us that we are not alone. God is with us, guiding and protecting us. Noah trusted God and built the ark, a symbol of faith and salvation. Even in the biggest storms, when the waves seem insurmountable and fear overwhelms us, we can find comfort in God's presence. This story is about a big boat, a big storm, and a very big God. It shows us that, with faith, we can overcome any hardship. It teaches us about faith and obedience. Noah and his family followed God's instructions, trusting in his plan, even when they couldn't see the end of the storm. It's about trusting in God, even when things look tough. In the middle of the storm, faith gives us the strength to keep going, knowing that we are not alone. Noah was a good man, known for his faith and obedience to God. He lived in a world full of corruption and evil, but he and his family stayed righteous and faithful. God told Noah to build a big ark. He gave him detailed instructions on how it should be built, from the type of wood to the exact measurements. The world was going to be flooded. God wanted to give people a fresh start. The floodwaters would cover the entire earth, destroying everything that wasn't on the ark. He wanted to cleanse the wickedness. Noah listened to God carefully and decided to follow his instructions without question. He built the ark just as God told him. He worked tirelessly with his sons, day and night, to make sure the ark was ready in time. He gathered his family and 2 of every kind of animal. Each pair of animals, from the largest to the smallest, was guided to the ark. They entered the ark. They were ready for the storm. With faith and hope, they waited for the moment when the waters would start falling from the sky. Then the rain came. It rained for 40 days and 40 nights. The water rose and rose. All the land was covered with water. Everything was gone. Only Noah, his family, and the animals were safe. They were safe in the ark. God had kept them safe. Trusting in God's promises. Can you imagine being in that ark? It must have been terrifying. The outside world was gone. But Noah and his family had faith. They trusted in God. They knew he would keep his promises. The Bible says that God remembered Noah. God never. A new beginning. After many days, the rain stopped. The floodwaters started to go down. Finally, the ark landed on a mountain. Noah sent out a dove. He wanted to see if the land was dry. The dove came back with an olive branch. This was a sign of hope. The water was receding. A new beginning was coming. Lessons from the flood. The story of Noah and the great flood teaches us important lessons. This ancient story is not just a tale of destruction, but also of hope and redemption. First, it teaches us that God is just. He punishes sin. Humanity had fallen into corruption and wickedness, and the flood was a way to cleanse the world. But it also teaches us that God is merciful. Despite the severity of the punishment, God did not completely abandon humanity. He provided a way for Noah and his family to be saved. The building of the ark was a sign of hope and a chance for a new beginning. Most importantly, it teaches us to have faith in God. Noah trusted God and followed his instructions, even when it seemed impossible. Even when times are tough, we must trust that He has a plan. He will take care of us. Noah's faith was rewarded when the waters finally receded, just as He took care of Noah. Remember the rainbow. This everlasting symbol reminds us of God's promise. It is God's promise that He will never again flood the entire world. He keeps His promises. The rainbow is a constant reminder of His faithfulness and love. He will help you get through this. No matter how big the storms of life may be, there is always hope and a new beginning.